So basically, I started a small record label with my buddy Luke Sardello that owns Josie Records with a couple of buddies. And Luke wanted to donate some money to Black Lives Matter after the George Floyd murder. And so we got to thinking about, okay, you can donate money to Black Lives Matter and that's worthy, but what if we were to try to do something a little more expansive? And so we started thinking about sort of trying to address systemic racism in some way. You know, it's impossible to take down, but you want to make an effort. And so we decided to put together a music project. The idea being the money that we raised would go to try to address issues of barrier of entry for black businesses. So that was kind of our goal. And so then just started asking every favor that we could. And the first really significant piece is hooking up with Keith.
Skin and I had been acquainted strictly through like musical, relationships with Bastards of Soul, and we had always planned to work together on something.
And so that started pulling a bunch of people in that Keith knew and people I knew, and suddenly, we're recording at Niles City with Leon Bridges, and so it just kind of started doing this thing because everybody had their heart and their energy in the right place, and then it started snowballing, and now we have a really good music project.
Anytime you have creatives coming together for a singular purpose, it's a powerful thing. Well, Like a Ship is such a quintessential, less of a protest piece, more of just a call to arms, and it just speaks broadly, and so love the vibe that Reverend T.L. Barrett originally recorded, but we also wanted to marry that authenticity with a modern sound. For me, music has just been a vehicle to empower community, because communities are what change the world.
I've been with the organization over 13 years. I was a Dallas public school teacher before I came into this job, and it's been the perfect intersection of my professional life, as an educator by trade, and my personal life, which is a giant music fan. I think the work that Music Forward is doing to provide access and opportunity for young women and youth of color is the barriers that we're trying to remove. We focus on young people from underrepresented communities, all varieties of ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds, and provide access and opportunity for them to get music industry jobs, whether that's on the stage or off the stage. I got connected to the Truth to Power project through Skin Wade. He and I have been connected in the Dallas music scene for many years, and so he had the idea and wanted to incorporate nonprofit and music, and the Truth to Power project is a great partnership for Music Forward because it really highlights the power of music and the role that it plays on highlighting the human condition and driving social change. The Truth to Power album is a great listen from start to finish. Such strong lead tracks with Leon Bridges and Keith Young and Elliott Skinner right off the top in the beginning. I think that's an important part of our programs, is for our young people to see people working in the music industry, to see people that look like them working in the music industry. Removing that barrier of access to the music industry, providing opportunities, can really impact economic opportunity and careers that can change someone's life. So that's a really important part of what we do at Music Forward.
This community has never had an actual store there. This is a food desert community where they don't have access to, produce, fresh vegetables. I decided that, if I could do this for me, why not do it for others, that I grew up with, that are struggling with the same thing I struggled with so many years. So I'm just excited, and I just know how it's going to benefit this community all the way around,
I'm a community advocate, and anything that has to do with building the community, restoring and revitalizing, and just bringing life to something that seems to be hopeless. I'm all for it. I'm a health and wellness nut. I've been involved in a lot of those types of efforts before, and when I moved here and heard our vision, I just knew I had to be a part of it. I was lucky enough to participate on the Truth to Power Project album as a background vocalist. I sang on the song Like a Ship. And at the time, I had no idea what this was for. A friend called me and was like, I'm looking for background singers. I'm like, bro, I'm here in Dallas, you know. He's like, oh, well, come on down. I get this email from Brass Tacks. Hey, we want to ask if you would like to be a part of the Truth to Power Project as one of the nonprofits that we're going to. I'm like, what in the world? How is all this happening? So I presented it to Miss Kim, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is wonderful. So that's kind of how it happened, like me not knowing what I was going in for, you know, just singing because I love it, combined with my love for the community and the earth. It's amazing.
The harvest I'm reaping the most in my life is just touching people that I, didn't think I could. I didn't think I had that kind of power to touch people who just really want to, just in need.
Zilla, One time for revolution, pick a side, baby, love, why's there confusion, 2 times for all you cappers and actors, ignoring what matters, ratchet turn Uncle Tom, shit tags, brackets, non-factor, selfish bastards, all ass backwards, out of touch, sight and mind, just to appease these, the original crooks, you jump and jive, shook for the cream, topped off time for the American dream, cash flow for the whole mainstream, sold yourself for less, sad and soulless, just a puppet for the sinister scheme, in too deep and you ain't cutting the streams, trolling, folding, play the game for the streams, that story host taking over like a Holy Ghost, it ain't what it seems, we in the year of revelation, exposing false supremes, it ain't what it seems, the truth has endurance, a lie has speed, Lord keep me covered, see that I don't bleed, why does it take net effort up the plea, borderless needs to repent, when we exceed our limits of greed, Same old thing, different cast and script, and same ending, brothers ain't you tired of the same old thing.
So tonight is the first live performance of the Truth to Power Project.
We are debuting the album for an audience that's never heard it before.
It's a triple LP that you can go buy on vinyl.
The songs are beautiful, beautiful songs. We've got hip hop, we've got soul, we've got blues.
And because of the help of the Mavericks and First Com Universal, every dollar that we sell the record for goes to the nonprofits.
That's what the whole thing is truly about. This album, regardless of whether or not you're in Dallas, will resonate.
Tonight, you're going to have the Max Garrell Quartet, who's on the record, and Keith Young, who's on the record, and Abraham Alexander, who's on the record.
We'll be doing songs from the album, songs from their library of work, and also telling the story of the Truth to Power Project.
If we all do it with the right intent and the right spirit and the sort of community aspect of coming together, there's truly no limit to what we can all achieve together.
Young Leaders, Strong City decolonizes history and builds organizers. And we help create the next generation of leaders in the city to design the world that they want to live in and not prepare them for the world as it is.
Young Leaders, Strong City creates the pipeline for radically inclusive student leadership and development that is immeasurable and what the world needs. I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, grew up in Mesquite, which is east of the city, and also in Pleasant Grove. And having, Mesquite when I was there was a predominantly white school. I had experiences around being otherized, being racialized. So being able to have this platform, the Truth to Power platform, means a lot in the support for Black-run organizations. Once it started happening, it happened really fast. And then I was like, wait, Leon Bridges? I saw the artists, I saw, Jeremy Bigger's artwork, and all of the marketing and promotion that has been done. And then, the thing that just sealed it was our name was in Rolling Stone for the project. That was the cementing moment of this is a whole thing, and it's a whole dope thing to be a part of. The thing that I'm really excited about is being able to create the next generation of leaders in the racial equity space, whether, they're like, I'm going to have a career as a racial equity practitioner, or becoming a business leader who has this framework, or becoming, an elected official or a parent that have this frameworks. And so like planting those seeds every day of students that come through our training, whether it's one session or, they come for several years, just exposing students to that conversation and knowing that like that tree will grow in different places, throughout the city and throughout the world. And that is super exciting to see like what these amazing humans have up next.
Floral Cliff is a safe space, safe haven to me. It's a way to connect and network with a bunch of different assets, and it is an asset in itself. It's a teacher, a supporter, a caregiver like myself. It's a backbone, it's a spine, it's Oak Cliff in itself, and what advocacy and activism really is.
You know how little kids look up to people, and sometimes the people are not doing what people say are safe, like some of the rappers or anybody that live in their community. They want to be just like them, and we don't want that. We want to broaden their vision, get them something good to look at. You need a light at the end of the tunnel.
The mission of Oak Cliff is to liberate Oak Cliff from systemic oppression. We advocate for mental health. We advocate for emotional intelligence. We advocate for civil rights. If you don't have anybody else, we're here. I am grateful for this opportunity to be part of and be somewhat of the voice for Truth to Power and for Oak Cliff. I think that this album is monumental. I think that this album is one more step in the door. One more watering can, watering that seed. I think that's really big.
That'll let people know that Oak Cliff is not just somewhere where they think bad things are happening. We have a place in Oak Cliff, and that's the heart of Oak Cliff, where we're putting out nothing but positivity, nothing but chances to grow.
What if your feelings close and your memory goes? What if you're wrong by all means? What does it mean? What if you're at your low and you let it all go? What if you don't really know what it means? Then you see the sign of every mother, a family's brother, a melody. Then you see the sign on every sidewalk. You see my love, you see my love. A reflection of me and all of my dreams, what I'm meant to do based on who I choose to be, and not the color of the people with the fire in their eyes, constantly worried by Melanie's guide, racing up people, calling it fun, walking in bondage of what Melanie's done. Then you see the sign of every mother, a family's brother, oh, a melody. Then you see the sign on every sidewalk. You see my love, you see my love. lady, little old me, sitting on the fire escape, watching TV in your hands. Oh, the world, every morning, every door.